before we take down some notes, it's always good to just review, and I'll review really quick what we've done last week Friday and last class. Last week Friday we started with systems. We did by graphing first. We had to kind of manipulate some of the equations so that it is in slope-intercept form. But once it's manipulated, we have to see where it intersects, x comma y. Sometimes they don't intersect because they're parallel lines, so we put no solution. And sometimes they are the same line, and so we put infinite solutions. Number 8, summary, is a really nice thing to put on your toolkit. Okay. Last class, we did another technique, because sometimes when you are graphing, if you're 1 millimeter off from your line, it might throw off your solution. So another technique we did was substitution or plug in. There were 2 big scenarios. One big scenario was if you had y is equal to y, if you have 2 y equals, set them equal to each other, and then you're going to solve normally like how you would solve for x and y. And we are not done. Once you plug in for x, once you solve for x, then plug this in on any equation to get the y value. This just means that these 2 lines intersect at 3, 8. Okay? And we also did that very similarly with number 22 and 23. Just be careful on number 22. When it says y equals, you plug that in into the y. And you don't have to rewrite y anymore. You see how the y just disappears? Because we substituted, we plugged in. Same thing for number 23. When it's x equals, you have to plug it in where the x is. So please just be careful with that. We also had some special cases, of course. When you're given a false statement, it is no solution. When you're given a true statement, it is infinite solutions, because they are the same line. Okay, so that was last week and last class. Let's now go ahead to do our third type, which is elimination. How do we do this? And I'll just put some boxes over here. Number 1, and we'll go to each one by one. Number 1 is the add down method first. And we'll do that right after number 32. Our second one, which is going to be the second part of the notes, we're going to multiply one equation. Or we multiply both equations. Okay. I think after A1 was done, then they kind of was like, oh yeah, I remember this from middle school or 6th, 7th grade. And then if not, yeah, it's over here. Okay. Let's tackle the first one right now, add down first. Starting at number 33. So the instructions is solve each system by elimination. The reason why it's called elimination is because we're going to eliminate one variable. Like one variable is going to be gone. It's going to be zeroed out. So technique number 1 for elimination is see if you can add down first. And if you take a look at these equations, both of these equations are in standard form. And I'm going to put that down over here. Both equations are in standard form. What I like about this technique is we're not going to do any rearranging or changing on the add down first method. Both equations are in standard form. Okay. What I mean by add down first is we're just going to go column by column and see if some of the variables get eliminated. So I'm just going to cover up everything except for the negative 2x plus x, which over here is a negative 1. Okay, let's add them. What is negative 2 plus negative 1? Negative 3. So we'll put negative 3x. Now I'm going to cover this up, and then now let's do the y's. What is negative 2 plus 2? 0. So your y variable gets eliminated, hence the word elimination. Okay, so this gets eliminated. You don't have to write 0y anymore, because that's the same thing as saying 0. Okay. Now take a look at the right side. Now add down. What is negative 2 plus negative 22? Negative 24. I'm going to let you guys know this is one of my favorite techniques just because, look, we're almost done solving for x. Send my last step, please. Next step. Divide by negative 3. Yes, divide by negative 3. And so now x is positive 8 because negative divided by negative is positive. Just like last class. Are we done? We're not done. What do you think? Well, okay, so what do we have to do then?
Plug in the x and find the y.
Yes, we're going to plug in the x, and actually in this part, it doesn't really matter. I usually plug it in on the first equation. You can also plug it in on the second equation. Just like last class, it won't matter. Okay. So this is going to be our step number 1. See if you can just add down. And step number 2, just like in the substitution method, we're just going to plug in the x value. Please be careful where you're plugging it in. I think on some of the mistakes that I have seen is sometimes they plug in the 8 at the y. Okay, so just be careful what variable you've been solving for already. Okay, negative 16 minus 2y is equal to negative 2. Okay. Tell me what to do next. Add 16y on both sides, yes. So that zeroes out. I'm just going to move this up. Negative 2y is equal to, negative 2 plus 16 is 14. 14, okay. Divide both sides by negative 2. Y is equal to negative 7. So it seems like if we were to graph these two lines, they're going to intersect at negative 7 comma 8?
Nope.
Nope. Where? 8 comma negative 7. Very good. Okay. So I'm not going to do any Desmos today because I did that last class, but yeah, if you wanted to do Desmos, and just check to make sure they do intersect at 8 comma negative 7. We're really almost done with section 1 of the notes today. Any questions on the add down method for elimination? Any questions? Okay. Before we get into 34, the reason why the add down method works is just because, please make sure that they are opposites, because this is going to be the theme for today. Negative 2, positive 2. Positive 9, negative 9. Okay, especially when we do the harder problems. Negative 12, positive 12. Let's do number 34, and let's go see if our add down method is going to work. Let's start off with the x's. What's negative 4x plus 4? 0, yeah. So the x's have been eliminated, but sometimes this also happens too. What's negative 10 plus 10? It is also 0. So sometimes both of your variables get eliminated. So, if everything on the left side gets eliminated, what number should I put in on the left side? 0. Everything got eliminated, it is 0. There's still a number on the right side though. What is negative 10 plus 2? Negative 8. We are now back into a mathematical statement like last class. In this realm, 0 equals negative 8. True or false? This is false. But our solution that we have to write is what? None. No solution. So please put no solution. And let's put a side note. Let's put a side note over here, and then we're done with part 1. If we have a no solution, these two lines, what do they look like, or what are they? They are parallel lines. Very good. So if we were to graph them, these are parallel lines. They're not intersecting at all. Okay. Some reason I don't have enough answer keys per person, but I have enough answer keys per table. So 35, 36, 37, and 38 shouldn't take too long. So please do them right now. Do numbers 35, 36, 37, and 38 now.